Hey everybody, welcome back to another episode of Obese to Fit with Parkinsons. My name's Ryan Leniger, and the first thing I want to do is say thank you to everyone for their support, and I also want to welcome the new subscribers or folks that are just tuning in maybe for the first time. This channel deals with my personal experience with Parkinson's, and I also talk a little bit about Guillain-Barré. I had that back in 2012, and then I was diagnosed with Parkinson's in 2015. So this is just my channel describing my life as things have happened over the course of the last few years, but those are all in previous episodes. This is my first video back in quite some time. It's probably been about 2.5 months since I posted a video. And the reason for that is because with my kids being home from school during the summer, made it a little more difficult to post videos, but I do have some content that I think will be beneficial or useful, hopefully, to the folks that are just tuning in or the folks that have been with me since day one. But today's episode is just going to deal with my summer update. This video entails some of the things that I incorporated into my life, some changes that I've done, and I'm going to go over a way to kind of determine what your caloric intake might be or what mine has been, and kind of gauge it accordingly. There's a formula that I like to use. It's my body weight times 15, and that equals the calories that I try to intake. And I'll go through this in more detail. I'll try to keep it under 10 minutes. But yeah, the first thing I want to do is I have a few notes here that I want to go over. I want to go over so back in the very beginning of June, end of May, beginning of June, I started running every day or about every day. It's usually, I'll say 5 to 6 times a week. And I've tried to do 1 mile to 3 miles a day. And I have some data just to show you what I did in June and July and even up through now in August. And here are those screenshots that just show you kind of what I've been doing with the running. So I'll show you that now. The next thing I want to cover is I started a new workout routine July 9th. And with this routine, I had mentioned it on Facebook and also on Twitter. I do a lot of my updates on Twitter, but on July 9th, I started doing this push-pull legs exercise routine. So on Mondays, I'll push. So what that means is the weight I'm actually pushing. So that's one movement. And then on Tuesday is typically pull exercises. So I'm pulling it towards me, the weights. And then the legs on Wednesday are exercises I do for this. So Mondays is push, Tuesday pull, Wednesday is legs, and then Thursday I start back with push, and then Friday is pull. So I usually have 2 push days, 2 pull days, and 1 leg day. And this is what those exercises look like in a screenshot form. So I'm really pleased with the results of these new exercises. I've found my strength getting better. I'm able to lift a little bit more weight than I was before, and I think over the course of time with progressive muscle overload, which is a term used where you just do small increments of weight increase each week on your lifts. So 1 week, I'll just use round numbers. I might use 100 pounds to lift a weight on a certain exercise. The next week, I might go to 105 pounds, and I'll do that for the week. And then the next week, it might be 110 pounds. So it's just small increment increases, and I found that it has been very beneficial so far. A gentleman from Houston helped me get this program lined up, and it has been working out wonderfully. The next topic I want to cover are macros. So I've talked about this before. So with my calories, I'm tracking my proteins, fats, and carbs in grams, and I use an app called MyFitnessPal. And typically what I try to do is average 1 gram of protein per 10 calories that I consume. Sometimes it might even be 1 gram of protein per 12 to 13 calories, which is fine. My ideal goal is just to get 1 gram of protein per pound of body weight. So let's say you're 200 pounds, I try to get 200 grams of protein each day. And typically it's higher than that. And the reason for that is if I cut my carbs and fats down, I'm trying to increase the calories through protein. So it gives me a leaner look. And one of my main things is I'm trying to work on some of this residual belly fat and the sides. And that is definitely going to take some time. I thought it'd be a little bit better now, but it took years to accumulate, and I think it's probably going to take, I thought it might be 6 months, but it could be a year before I could really see a difference. I already see a difference, but it's just a matter of time, I think, with this visceral fat for it to be eliminated, not 100%, but decreased quite a bit more. So one thing I did do over the summer was, so I leaned down, or my weight dropped to 176 pounds. And so I have been doing what's called a lean bulk. So I increased my calories to about 3,000 a day. And sometimes it's 3,200. And so I tried to do that as clean as I could, meaning through my diet. I've been consuming more eggs, egg whites. I try to eat a pound of meat per day, and that gets me a lot of my protein. And then that way it kind of cuts down on my cost for my protein shakes, because I was going through probably 4 pounds of protein powder a month. And right now I think I'll be able to get it down to about 3 pounds for the month. So it's just trial and error and figuring that out as we go. If I can eliminate protein powder altogether, that would be a huge cost savings. But right now, my main focus is get as many calories in as I can through protein, and get the necessary requirements that I need for my carbs and fats. So it's not too excessive, but it's not going to be completely eliminated either. So through this clean bulk phase and increased in calories, my weight did go from 176 to almost 200 pounds. And I was okay with that. That's what I was trying to do. And my main goal was to increase my muscle mass on my body, and try to keep the weight down in front on my belly. So if my weight goes up, but my waist can stay relatively the same, I call that a win in my book. My belly did increase a little. It started out at 37 inches when I started the bulk, and I finished up at about 38 inches. So 1 inch, and I gained about 20 pounds total body weight. So now what my goal is, I'm going to go through a little spreadsheet here. What I created, it's a goals for my lean bulk process. Now I'm going to do a lean cut process. I'm getting ready to start that in September, and I'll go over that here in just a minute. But what I wanted to talk about was the kind of a general calculator that I've seen a lot in the fitness industry, and it's called the TDEE calculator, and it stands for Total Daily Energy Expenditure. And it's kind of like what I described before. It's my body weight times 15, and then whatever I use for that day in terms of cardio, I add that in. So if I burn 400 calories in cardio with my running or elliptical, I'll add that in. So if I burn 400 calories in cardio, I'm going to add that back into the 3,000. So realistically, I'm trying to get to that 3,400 calorie mark. And that should help. I'm just going to be starting it here in the next week or two. So I'll see. I might even have to increase it even more if my weight drops too quickly, actually. Just for example, yesterday I weighed 196, and this morning I weighed 194 pounds, and that was with almost 3,100 calories. So I lost 2 pounds, and I had consumed what I thought was the correct amount of calories. So I may have to actually increase my calories to keep my weight from decreasing too quickly. So with that calculator, usually for us, if you're trying to gain weight or do a bulk, I would say for me, I would have done the body weight times 15 for my calories for maintenance. But if I'm doing a bulk, I'd do body weight times 16 or 17 to give me that extra little surplus of calories. And if I'm doing a clean cut, I'm going to be doing my body weight times 13 or 14, which would be a caloric deficit. So theoretically I should be losing weight if I use that formula. So that's kind of the way I've been approaching this. And the next topic I'll cover is kind of the breakdown schedule of the next few months, and I'll put that up on the screen now. So this is my clean bulk lean schedule for 2023-2024, and it shows you the bulk phase that I did from June through August, and then I'll be starting my clean lean schedule in September, and I'll run that through December. And then starting in January, I will be starting just calorie maintenance for 2 months. And then I will repeat the process. So then I'll be repeating the process again starting in March 2024. And that will carry through June 2024. And then I'll start the clean lean phase again starting in July 2024. Through October 2024. So that's kind of what breakdown of what's going on, what's coming up. I'll probably do a lot more episodes maybe in the gym to show you some of these movements that I do for the push-pull legs. And the purpose of this is in the gaining weight phase or the bulk phase is to increase my muscle mass and my strength. And then when I lose the weight, it's to kind of lean down, and it's to just kind of see where you're at when you lean down and or shed some weight, see where you're at, and then start the process all over again. I might do it once or twice just to get a feel for it. So that's kind of the process I'm doing with the weight. Maybe I'll get up to 200 pounds where I'm not doing a lean bulk or a clean, lean drop in weight. Maybe I'll steady myself around 200. I guess primarily the first round I did this was to lose as much body fat as possible. Trying to do it what I feel was healthy. It did drop to about 1,500 calories a week, average per day. So it's been a learning process. Maybe some of this information will be useful for you. Maybe it'll save some time. The group I'm affiliated with on Twitter, the 100 Club, has been instrumental in my development of getting stronger. So I really appreciate those guys and gals that have really supported me and rooted me on. My friends and family and my pastor, I really appreciate everything that you all have done. It doesn't go unnoticed, and I want this to be an opportunity for me to give back to you, just to show you that your prayers were heard, and I want to fulfill those and get better. One thing I did want to mention was when I'm running, I notice my foot drops a little bit, so I have to be mindful of that and not trip and fall. So I'm trying to be more mindful of that. And then some of the leg exercises I'll be showing in future videos are to help with balance. So I'm trying to help get better balance with my legs. So it's a daily, it's a grind. It's a daily grind just to stay on top of this. I think if I slip for too long of a period of time, I will see setbacks in my progress, and that's what I'm trying to, that's what I don't want to happen. So anyway, I appreciate you guys watching. I don't know how long this will be. It could be maybe closer to 15 minutes, and I apologize. Like I said before, thank you so much for all your support. This is Ryan Leniger with Obese to Fit with Parkinsons, and I will talk to you later. Bye.